All right, so you're probably not aware of a situation that stems out of Colorado Springs. Um, I was doing some late night reading and came across this article here. So I'm just going to give kind of a quick rundown of the situation. The school has issued a official statement, and their official statement is absolute crap. I'm not even. So here's the quick rundown. All right, this kid here, he's a 12-year-old boy that's was doing the online school stuff, because most of the schools are doing that now because of COVID-19. So he has a collection of Nerf guns. Okay, not a big deal, right? I mean, obviously they're fake. You can tell from the photo right here, they're fake. So this kid, I guess, has one in his lap, something, and picks it up and it accidentally goes into the camera for a second. His teacher, who is very clearly an idiot, at best we'll just call her Karen, seems to be a common name now, immediately calls the police. Now, it gets kind of comical from here. Not only does she call the police, she informs the police that she is fairly sure it's a fake gun. Like, I don't know, the bright plastic colors did not indicate that this was a fake gun, to the point that you are absolutely certain that this was a fake gun, because looking at the photo, it's pretty obvious they're fake. So this kid ends up getting suspended from school. Now, keep in mind, because he breached policy at the school while sitting at his computer at his home. Now, I've been very critical of this whole online learning thing because of situations like this where the schools are implicating their school policy in people's private homes. I hate to break it to you, but your policy doesn't apply in somebody's private home, even if they have a Nerf gun. And what is amazing about this is the fact that the school has gone completely ballistic over this. No intended. Talking their official statement, talking about the safety of the other children, it being a great concern, and yada yada yada. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall ever there being a case in which a kid has been fatally wounded by a Nerf gun. Several cases of them being irritated when their friends would pop them with one, but Nerf guns just simply don't have that kind of capacity to be able to be fatal. But schools are schools, and this instructor is apparently not competent. So I'm just going to quickly kind of go through this article real quick here. You can see right here the official statement. Right here is where it discusses it. So this is where their statement is. It says, in a statement, the district explained that all school board policies would be enforced regardless of whether we are in person learning or distance learning. Okay, so like I said, this is where a big problem is, because they're saying, oh, it doesn't matter if you're sitting at your own house that your parents bought, we're going to enforce our policy on you regardless. Well, problem is the kid's not at your school. That's the biggest obvious problem. We take the safety of all our students and staff very seriously, said the district. Safety is always our number one priority. So that kind of makes me wonder, are they saying that this teacher felt that her life was in danger over a computer because a kid had a Nerf gun? I would I would love to speak to this teacher. I would absolutely love to get her take on this, because I have never in my life heard of any situation where somebody's safety was in danger from a Nerf gun. So that's what the school district has to say about this. So this is the journalist going into it. Very clearly, as if you read through this, you'll see that the journalist is kind of poking at it too, because quite frankly, it's ridiculous. There is absolutely no reason why this kid should have gotten a 5-day suspension over a Nerf gun. But this also shows the amount of paranoia that these schools have. And at the same time, it's almost like giving the message of, hey, if you're a kid and you do stupid kid things, we're going to deprive you of your education. See, I've never been a fan of the idea that the schools would suspend students. And the reason I've never really cared for that is simply because they have the constitutional right to a free education. When you suspend a child from school, you are depriving them of that fundamental right to an education. So your punishment, especially for this school, I just got to tell you guys that your punishment, or your idea of a punishment, is to deprive this child of an education over a Nerf gun. Clearly, there's some issues with this school. Clearly, this teacher is something special. Like I said, you could tell that the journalist isn't exactly fond of this idea or this whole situation either. It blows my mind. You see, he's mentioning an 11-year-old boy that was that had briefly shown an airsoft rifle. Which, if you don't know what an airsoft rifle is, they use little BBs, but they're made out of plastic. I used to shoot my brother with them as a kid. Those can hurt, but they might leave a little mark. But that's about all they're going to do. They're not actually going to hurt people other than a little mark. I mean, they're not fatal, I guess is what I should say. It blows my mind that this teacher felt that her safety was in danger over a computer enough that she had to call the police. And the school, of course, isn't backing her up on this. So not only is the teacher a complete idiot, the school board are complete idiots. Now, this kid has been transferred out of this school. Thank God for that, if you believe. But this kid has been transferred out. It's alleged that he's been transferred to either a charter school or a private school, something like that. Given how this school district seems to be operating their school, is absolute sanity. Now, the comment from the mother was for them to go as extreme as suspending him for 5 days, sending the police out, having the police threaten to press charges against him because they want to compare the virtual environment to the actual in-school environment is insane. Now, that makes me wonder. All right, so now we already have established that the teacher's incompetent. She's an idiot. The school district is incompetent, and two are idiots. The police were threatening to file charges on this child. What were they going to charge him with? Nerf gun in the first degree? The fact of the matter is it's a toy. It's very clearly a toy. It's painted to look like a toy. Just because it resembles something real doesn't mean it's real. Now, I can already hear people saying, well, it could have been a real gun. He could have taken it to school. I don't care about the he could or what ifs. The fact of the matter is the he could have and the what ifs are not what happened. What happened was he had a Nerf gun and he accidentally put it on the camera for a few seconds and his teacher, Karen, blew a gasket. That's what happened. So, I would like to hear other opinions and comments on this. If you agree, that's fine. If you don't agree with what I think about it, that's also fine. That's cool. So with that, I want to thank the people that follow us on Patreon. At some point, I'm going to try to get something set up on here where I can show that. But for right now, just know that you do have my appreciation and thanks. So until next time, keep looking out for the fun articles.